In space, no one can hear you scream, but in Jurassic World Rebirth, it turns out they didn't even bother to change the script. This isn't Jurassic Park, it's Alien, with dinosaurs. Jurassic World Rebirth isn't a dinosaur movie, it's an alien movie. The sets, the characters, even the monster itself, they all scream Ridley Scott. Not Spielberg, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Let's talk about this opening. Something feels wrong about this opening. Too sterile, too sci-fi, too alien. And then it clicks. This isn't a Jurassic movie at all. It's alien resurrection dressed up in dino DNA. This isn't Jurassic Park. This isn't even Jurassic World. This is Alien. Look at it. Sterile corridors, steel bulkheads, airlock-style doors. The scientists aren't in lab coats. They're in full exposure suits, like they're prepping to walk onto LV-426. The design language screams Weyland-Yutani, not InGen. Even the computers don't fit. Clunky. Utilitarian consoles glowing in the dark, straight out of the Alien franchise's retro-futurist aesthetic. Even the lab doors don't belong in a dinosaur movie. They're sliding bulkheads with warning lights, not anything resembling the early Jurassic World labs. This is retrofitted space horror architecture, not paleogenetics. The set looks more like Alien Resurrection than anything in the Jurassic canon. And then here it is, the Distort Rex, the big bad monster they've cooked up in Rebirth. But look closer. This isn't a dinosaur, this is a xenomorph queen in drag. The elongated skull, the ridged carapace, the way it's introduced behind fogged glass. Exactly how they introduced the alien in cryosleep in Alien 3. They didn't even try to hide it. The filmmakers want you to think genetically engineered dinosaur. But what they really gave us is the Alien Queen, reborn, renamed, and slapped with scales. And I can prove it. Every Alien movie has a Ripley. Strong, pragmatic, unwilling to put up with corporate nonsense. And in Rebirth, we get Not Ripley. She's introduced with all the visual cues of a survivor. Isolated. Practical clothing. Always suspicious of authority. She's basically Ripley, but stripped of the Alien franchise rights. Notice the posture, the wary glances, even the dialogue beats. When Ripley says this can't be contained in Aliens, it's the same energy as Not Ripley warning about genetic hybrids. Both are women shouting into the void while the men in suits roll their eyes. And just like Ripley versus Burke in Aliens, Not Ripley is stuck butting heads with the company stooge who only sees dollar signs. It's practically copy-pasted. They didn't even bother disguising it. She even has her own Ripley moment, stalking through dark corridors with a weapon, sweaty, terrified, but determined. Except instead of a flamethrower, she's got a glorified dino stun gun. Yeah, that'll work against the Alien Queen. Alien worked because it wasn't just astronauts. It was a working-class trucker crew in space. Regular people, griping about paychecks, forced into corporate mess. Rebirth tries to do the same, but swaps truckers for smugglers. They're still working class, still cynical, still disposable, just in cargo shorts instead of flight suits. Listen to the banter. One's grumbling about pay, another about the danger of the job, another about how they've been screwed over by the company, a client, before. This is literally Parker and Brett from Alien, except instead of fixing air ducts, they're operating a transport ship. It's cosplay Nostromo. These aren't military elites. They're not scientists. They're people just trying to make a buck, roped into something way above their pay grade. Just like the Nostromo crew, only this time, instead of space ore, it's contraband dino DNA. Tell me this isn't Alien. Here's where the mask slips. The mission isn't about wrangling dinosaurs. It's not about containment. It's about genetic samples. Alien resurrection deja vu. The smugglers aren't hired guns. They're glorified couriers for a biotech company. Their job? Retrieve genetic material for a so-called miracle medical breakthrough. Yeah, we've heard that before. And then the kicker. They need 3 samples. Blood, tissue, and of course, an egg. Always an egg. Jurassic sells it as dinosaur biology, but this is straight from Alien. The egg imagery, the horror of touching something that shouldn't exist, the foreshadowing of what hatches later, it's textbook xenomorph reproduction. Sure, these are just dinosaur eggs. Totally normal. Nothing creepy here. Not like we've seen a facehugger crawl out of one 100 times before. And then there's the family. Every Jurassic sequel shoehorns in a family unit to give us someone to relate to. But in Rebirth, they don't actually do anything. They stumble into the plot, scream a bit, and survive through pure dumb luck. Sound familiar? In both cases, their only real contribution is to remind us corporate greed doesn't just endanger the crew, it endangers innocents, families, bystanders. That's the alien theme, pasted onto Jurassic World's formula. And the final part, the Distort Rex is not a dinosaur, it is the alien queen. Let's break this down. First, the head. Look at it. That's not a T-Rex skull. That's the alien's bulbous dome, the elongated carapace, the ridged cranial crest. It's identical. They literally just shaved the biomechanical texture off and called it a genetic hybrid. Second, the sound design. The roar isn't Jurassic. It isn't the guttural, naturalistic T-Rex bellow we all know. It's shrill, metallic, almost insectoid, nearly indistinguishable from the alien queen's scream in Aliens. This isn't a dinosaur roar. This is a xenomorph shriek with bass added. Third, and this is the nail in the coffin, the limbs. The Distort Rex has six. 2 massive primary legs, 2 shortened forelimbs, and 2 extra appendages along the torso. Guess who else has 6 limbs? The alien queen, the exact same configuration. Coincidence? No chance. From silhouette to movement to sound, the Distort Rex is just the alien queen painted in dinosaur skin. This isn't even subtext, it's a carbon copy. Jurassic World Rebirth is literally an alien queen movie hiding under a Jurassic Park logo. So let's be honest. Jurassic World Rebirth isn't a dinosaur movie. It's not a Jurassic movie. It's an alien movie in scales. The smuggler crew, Nostromo. The corporate stooges, Weyland-Yutani. Not Ripley, still Ripley. And the Distort Rex, that's the alien queen, reborn for 2025. The only thing missing was Sigourney Weaver. Jurassic World Rebirth. Nah, this is Alien 6.